as we get to our main event angle, it was Damage Control. It was Bailey, the WWE Women's Champion, Io Sky, and the returning Kairi Sane versus the team of Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Asuka. Now, earlier in the show, we had Bailey trying to figure out what's going on here with Damage Control. Kairi Sane comes back, and she's not exactly friendly towards me, but Kairi Sane is willing to forgive Bailey for basically kicking her ass out of WWE literally over 3 years ago. And Bailey is not a hugger, but they just kind of somewhat hug it out to reunite. And then from there, we have Bianca Belair getting her team together for this main event. And Asuka coming out was very surprising because up until this point, Asuka was a heel. And I was wondering, I smell a rat. And sure enough, Asuka, when it was time to make the hot tag, she said, nah, I don't want to tag. I'm really a baddie. And she missed Bianca Belair and she sees Kairi and she says, the Kabuki Warriors are reunited. It feels so good. She goes to hug Kairi and she encourages Io. And from there, it's just an onslaught of a beatdown with Damage Control basically running shop, and they beat down the baby faces and they stand tall to end the show. And I am screaming in my head, war games of some sort heading into Survivor Series in a couple of weeks' time. But I want people to pay very close attention to what happened backstage on SmackDown via the Lowdown and on digital platforms on YouTube. If you pay very close attention, Dakota Kai is orchestrating shit behind the scenes. She got the Joshis together, and I think in due time, they're going to kick Bailey out of Damage Control. Bailey teased on the microphone that she doesn't hug. She's not a hugger anymore. That is a sign of a babyface turn coming, not imminently, but it will come very, very soon. Bailey's been a heel for over 4 years. I think it's time for a switch, and what better way than to excommunicate her from Damage Control? And Dakota Kai is the one running shit, and Bailey doesn't know it yet. Pay close attention to the clues that was laid out because it is clear as day. Love this reboot for Damage Control for right now. Badass crew. Kairi looks amazing. There was a photo she took of her in her full pirate garb. She looks she looks like a badass, looks like a superstar of the highest order. And I think this run in WWE is going to be very good for her on the main roster with Triple H backing her up every step of the way.
Wouldn't be surprised if I saw the Asuka and Kairi winning those tag titles. Give them some relevancy, make people care about them again. The turn, what I thought was really well done. I think it's a strong group. I think, me personally, I thought that team of Asuka, Bianca, and Charlotte, I was like, man, it's a hell of a trio right there. My dream scenario, because I saw the backstage segment I'm assuming you're referring to with Dakota and those three talking, and then Bailey walks up and they all just kind of turn and look at her like, what up? They stop laughing, and Bailey's, you could tell that the energy changes. My dream scenario would be for this to lead to Mercedes Mone returning Sasha Banks, because, I mean, what better way to cap this off? You got Kairi Sane coming back, and who was it that ended up beating Asuka for that title because of that? It was Sasha Banks. So storyline-wise, it would fit perfectly if this long-term angle was for a WrestleMania return for her, and you have the Four Horsewomen finally teaming up for once, because that's what it would take to beat a team like that. Charlotte, Bailey, Sasha, and Becky, those four versus Damage Control. I think that would be a hell of a match. Obviously, it's not going to happen, but that would be my dream scenario, and it'd be a great way to bring back Mercedes Mone.
It would be great if Triple H is a miracle worker. He could pull it off.
Even if it's just for a one night at WrestleMania only, if he was able to get those four together for, I I get it. It's a waste of a match. Like you got 8 of your best women in one match, but man, oh man, you want to talk about star power in one match. That's a hell of a lineup right there.
Just to have them all together for one night only, to just give us that something that we need would be awesome. It would be special. Will it happen? I do not know. But what I do know is that with Mercedes still convalescing from her ankle injury and she's not locked down to a promotion, and things have changed a lot in WWE in the last year or so. If there is a window to explore return, this is the time. The landscape is changing. Triple H is fully in charge of creative. If there is a door to walk through and she's willing to do it, if the price is right and the booking makes sense, this is the time for Mercedes to maybe come back home to WWE to finish her story in a better way.
I mean, you got that pay-per-view in Australia right before WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure Elimination Chamber. So, I mean, isn't that the pay-per-view before WrestleMania?
Yes, it is.
I'm just saying, like, we know Rhea's gonna have her big time moment. It's gonna be her show, but why not have another really huge talking point? And if it's just a one night only thing anyway, you don't want to, and then you don't have all those ladies tied up at WrestleMania. I don't know. I'm obviously fantasy booking that it's probably not going to happen, but I just think storyline wise, it fits. Everything fits. Everything would be perfect, and I think the reaction would rival any reaction anyone would get.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to see it. That's a big fantasy of yours that I would love to see come true. I don't know, but like I said, the dynamics have changed a lot in WWE in the last year or so in terms of the corporate structure of the company and who's making those decisions. And I do maybe foresee a Mercedes return down the road in the next year or so. I would not be shocked by it at all. And I would love to see it because I think that I want her story to be told in a better way than how she and Trinity left in the last year or so. But I do think that there is going to be one open slot left for the women's side. Bianca needs a new partner after she got betrayed by the one and only Asuka. So she's got to get a couple of people. Shotzi try to make the save. I forgot to mention, and she got beat up too by Damage Control. So there is a crazy rumor floating around that the fourth person could be Becky Lynch. And I like to comment from someone that noted that Becky and Charlotte on the same team.
And that's actually the rumor I saw where I kind of made me think like, man, if they're laying the seeds down for a Four Horsewomen reunion, they're doing a great job of it because that's what it would, because Bailey just being at her bottom and the only people she can turn to are the three horse. I just, I don't know, man. The story writes itself. I hope I don't. It's not what they're gonna do, but I just, the more I talk about it, I'm like, man, it's right there. It's right there to do it, you know. But yeah, I think Becky Lynch is a good choice. They're gonna need somebody that they can turn to. And Bianca could be like, hey, I know somebody I can go to war with. Even because then when you get Charlotte Flair saying, yeah, and even I know we need to call her, it's gonna mean something.
Brilliant. Brilliant. God damn it, Scott. I want it now. It's too good. You got this foursome here. You got Dakota when she's healed up. You got Asuka. You got Kyrie. You got Io. If Triple H pulled it off, because Bailey will need her friends. She would need her friends. You know, she can call upon Charlotte. Becky's right there. If you get Sasha back, that would be a great WrestleMania match. I'm not going to lie. That's not a waste of them. That's actually a great use of the Four Horsewomen in a spotlight match or dream situation for one night only, not vying for a championship, just a goddamn showcase. Triple H make it happen. It's right there. You can sense it. Bailey's going to get over again as a babyface. It's time. You don't mention hugging for no reason. She's going to be hugging again. So just go there. I'm game. If they can get the deal done, if that's even a possibility, just do it because it's right there. What other combination makes sense if Bianca's going to be busy at WrestleMania against whoever the champion may be, or maybe against Jade, if that's another direction heading into next year's WrestleMania?
And I mean, they do have 2 nights, so it's not like they can't have this, this big Four Horsewomen match night 1 and then have whatever big singles match they won on night 2 anyway. Because you're having 8 women in the match, you can take it not take it easy, but you don't have to do as much as you would in a singles match. But I just I thought about it as soon as I saw Becky Lynch was the rumored person. I was like, man, all of this is all coming together. Like who did Becky Lynch give the title to when she got pregnant? It went to Asuka. Who did Asuka lose the title to? She lost it to Sasha Banks because Bayley beat down Kairi Sane. Like it's all connected. It's all just right there, man. It's all right there.
You got the video footage. Use it. Tell the story. It's right there. Great story. If they go there, it's a big fantasy of Scott's. Now I'm kind of buying into it, and I'm not opposed to it. So I like this angle, and I think this is the most focused this division has been on SmackDown in quite some time. And I'm looking forward to War Games when it's officially announced for the ladies in the next week or so. But all in all, a better SmackDown. I think they're finding their footing post-draft as they try to figure out where we go from here heading towards the end of the year as we, crazily enough, begin that build for the Royal Rumble in a couple of months' time.